Hello, I am Jennie Mustafa Julak, but because that last name's a little ridiculous, most people just call me Coach Jennie. I'm an inner critic expert and author of Hilda, Tackle Your Inner Critic, Get Out of Your Own Way, and Unleash Your Badassery. Most people know me as the Hilda Whisperer, the coach who helps tortured overachievers with lofty goals figure out how to stop squandering their potential. I also have a bit of a reputation for making people cry. But what you may not know about me is that I'm actually client zero of my own work. I'm the original tortured overachiever, if you will. When I was 10 years old, I came home with the very first problem from school that I couldn't figure out on my own. Fractions. I didn't know why they were important, but I believed in my core that fractions were one of the 5 billion things that I needed to master in order to become what I wanted to be when I grew up. So I was determined to figure it out. I asked for help, but every adult that I turned to didn't know how to help me with my homework. And to make matters worse, they mocked me for caring so much about this. And it was at this moment, in the 4th grade, where I realized I was the most determined, ambitious person I knew. And almost immediately, that little voice inside of my head said, "What's wrong with you?" That inner critic got louder and louder over the years. I secretly had these lofty goals about what I wanted to be and what I wanted to do with my life, but that voice made me doubt that I would ever achieve anything great. I second-guessed myself and constantly worried what my friends and family would think of me if they knew I had such massive dreams. That inner voice was holding my ambitions hostage, and it sucked. And she would have stopped me from ever going after all of the things that I was meant to do, except that I was fortunate enough to meet a person who believed in me as much as I wanted to. When I was 14 years old, I was matched with a big sister from Big Brothers Big Sisters of America. And she gave me a powerful outside perspective to counter that inner voice. That voice in my head that told me I was selfish and wrong to want more. My mentor taught me that not only was I right to want more, that I deserved more. And that while it was my responsibility to go out into the world and make it happen, I didn't have to go it alone. And this is why I do what I do. Because having somebody to contradict my inner critic, who I have dubbed Hilda, meant I realized my ambitions. I became the first person in my family to go to college. I went on to graduate school. I built my own business, and I get to change lives on a daily basis. Instead of listening to Hilda's inner propaganda, I go all in with the things that matter most to me. I want more, I do more, and I am more. Oh, and yes, I did eventually conquer fractions. But I realized how easy it is to not do that. When you're the only person you know that wants a bigger life, it is painfully isolating. And it's so easy to let that naysaying voice be the only voice that you hear until she's convinced you that you cannot and you should not, so you just don't. And I cannot stand to see one more talented person squander their potential and waste all that they could have been because Hilda has won. Maybe you've been there, dreaming the big dreams but going it alone, surrounded by people who love you but just don't get you, wanting more but holding yourself back, locked in a never-ending battle with your inner Hilda over who gets to run your life, and you're starting to worry that she's winning. I've been there. I get you, and I've got you. Imagine what you could do if you were part of a community of people who get it. Incredible people who want to do a thing in the world and know their inner critic just as intimately as you know yours. What would become possible for you if you were part of a movement of people shaking the world by its shoulders, no matter what? That is what my community is all about. Together, we drown out that negative voice with a positive voice of not just one, but many others who say that you can and you should, so that you can finally say, I can and I will. If you know deep down that you are squandering your potential and that you're only scratching the surface of all that you could achieve because you keep getting in your own head, I can help. Click on the link in the description below to join my world.